Hi guys, how you doing? Welcome to our YouTube channel. And so today I am so excited to bring this news to you that we are going to be rebranding our channel, and this is going to be our first episode. So stay tuned. And if you have not subscribed, I would kindly request you to do so, because we are going to be bringing you a series of amazing, interesting videos. So ensure that you hit that subscribe button. This is going to be our first episode, and there's a lot in store for us. All right. So, and have you ever been onto a date and you wished that you never get that date again? So today I am going to be taking you through some of the ways that you need to watch out for when you're going for the first date, so that you don't make a mistake, or that you don't go wrong on that particular date. So stay tuned. If you've not subscribed, kindly please do so. All right. Thank you, and we're good to be back. So guys, let's dive right into it. So let's first start with the with the do's, some of the things that we need to ensure that we do on our very first date. So number one, you need to make sure that you are very punctual. I mean, do not waste this other person's time. It just shows that you're a serious person. It shows that you know what you want and that you are not there to waste any time. I mean, I think for me, I would say one of the things that I really watch out for is how good are you at timekeeping. There are so many events that you find that if someone is wasting your time, then at the end of the day, you are going to end up with a messed experience. So ensure that you are right on time. Number two is to ensure that you are dressed appropriately, all right? Because the kind of dress code that you're wearing on the very first date talks a lot about you. So you need to first know where you guys are meeting, and know what kind of an event it is. Just dress appropriate. It shows a lot about your personality, right? Do not overdress, do not underdress. And then again, if you are going for a long-term relationship, you don't want to ensure that you are exposing yourself too much, right? Because wanaume, they can misunderstand whatever it is that you want, right? So number three, you want to make sure that you are keeping the conversation balanced. So have you been on a date with someone who is just talking and finding a way to tell you about their story from your story? I mean, you are giving them your story, but they end up now talking about themselves. It's quite boring, and to me, I think it's one of the things that I feel like this person is not appreciating the kind of a person I am, because they are not even willing to listen, right? They do not want to understand your story. So you as a person, you need to ensure that you are listening and you are ensuring that you're keeping the conversation balanced. Do not talk too much about yourself, and let the other person also tell you stories about themselves. Show some interest, all right? And showing some interest means that you do not just keep quiet and let the person just talk and tell their story, because it would mean that perhaps maybe you're getting bored. But the kind of language that you're using would determine whether, or like how you're responding to the stories would determine whether you are interested or not, all right? So you guys, you need to make sure that you're keeping the conversation pretty balanced. Now, point number 4, you're on the fourth point on the do's, okay, is to ensure that you're very authentic. Be yourself. Do not fake a part of yourself. Do not give the person a wrong impression of who you are, because they might subscribe to the wrong person. They would think that you are this kind of a person, yet you are a totally different person. So you want to make sure that you are very honest about your personality, about the things that you like, about the places that you like to visit, and the things that you love to do when you are free. All right. Do not also, like for instance, if you're meeting someone for the first time and they are of these standards, and you feel like you are of these standards, you want to ensure that at this point unaanza kusema vile mi napenda kuenda Paris, napenda kutravel na hujawahi enda. So like utampatia, if they come to realize that you affect a personality in the future, at the end of the day, whatever it is that you worked so hard for is just going to crumble. All right. So you need to make sure that you are very authentic. Now, point number 5 on the do's, and the last one for this on this particular episode, is you need to express some gratitude. Ensure that after that particular conversation, you at least appreciate the person for their time. Thank them for spending some time, and from their busy schedules, they've decided to come and sit down with you. And if you felt some connection, ensure that you show that you might be interested in having another second date. All right. So you guys, those are 5 do's. all right, on your first date. Now let's now talk about the 5 don'ts, things that you want to make sure that you don't, okay? So guys, let's talk about the don'ts on your first date. So the first thing that you want to make sure that you do not do is oversharing. Do not tell too much about yourself. Spare some details for if you guys are going to the next levels, all right? Because there's a lot for the person to explore about yourself. So do not really overshare. Give this bit of information, spare the rest. Only the information that is necessary for that particular interaction, all right? And number 2 on the don'ts is that you want to ensure that you are not using your phone excessively, all right? When you are dating, when you're meeting someone for the first time, you need to show that you're fully attentive to what they're telling you and to that particular moment. So when you're using your phone quite a lot, it shows that you are kind of like not interested. So I've been out with some of my friends, and I remember this particular time that one of our friends was like literally on her phone watching movies, all right? So it kind of like shows that ni kama tunabo, ni kama bambi, ni kama yani you feeling usha disconnect. You understand? So ensure that you are not using your phone when you go out on that particular date. Now the third one is you really would not want to talk about your ex partner. It is one of the topics that should not even come out on your first date. I mean, there is a lot that you guys can talk about, and not your expert, all right? And with a lot that you guys can talk about, and to the next point is that you need to ensure that as you are having this conversation, you are avoiding controversial topics. Say, for example, football or politics. Wewe uko hapo unajibamba na Arsenal, kumbe wewe unaongea na msee wa Chelsea na walichapwa jana, unadhani atakupatia time? So, and you might lose out on someone who would have made a very, very good husband just because you spoke about Arsenal and he doesn't support Arsenal. So you guys, let's ensure that we are avoiding such kind of controversial conversations, especially on the first date. They can come later, but not on the first date, all right? Now, the last point is that you need to ensure that you are not getting into physical intimacy with this person on your first date. Get to know him, get to learn him, so that doesn't judge how you, that doesn't like, corrupt how you are judging that person. I mean, because I believe 100% sure that this can actually affect your decision making at a particular point. You think that you have the right person, or you might let a good person go just because you guys have gone to that particular extent. And it just shows that perhaps you are giving this person some battle to win. I mean, let him win my trust for me to trust him with what I got, all right? So guys, that has been it. I hope that you've been able to learn something, and I'm really hoping that your first date is gonna be amazing and fun and something that you'll be looking forward to do again, all right? And so at this particular point, I'm gonna be saying thank you for sticking with us. If you have not subscribed, politely, I'm requesting you, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button. So, and I am gonna be going out on my first date, and I'm going to be following these particular rules. However, if you feel like there's something that I have missed out, politely also, I'm requesting you to make sure that you comment down below so that we get to learn from each other, right? So at this particular point, special thanks to my director, my videographer, and my editor, Collins. I actually appreciate, and you've started this journey. I'm looking forward to the point where we'll be at height, all right? So thank you so much for your time and for sticking with us. Until next time, adios.